Now, if you've been struggling to shallow the golf club, I have the drill that's finally going to get you to get the right feeling once and for all. Now, most players start with an incorrect backswing. And what I mean by that is they let the club come inside, travels inside my hands, and you see immediately this orange stick is going to smash into the stick I have in the ground. Then as I start the downswing, that club steepens up, and you can see that the stick is way inside or toward my toes here, and then it starts to go like this and shallow out very late. Kind of a mess, makes it really difficult. You have to do a lot of rerouting. I'm gonna show you the right way to do this drill to get you a great feeling, then you can head right to the course, shallowing out the golf club. Let's go and get started. All right, so let's talk about the right way to do this drill. I wanna go ahead and set up to my golf ball with my normal setup position. I'm gonna raise my hands until my club is flat with the ground, and I wanna put a stick just outside of that. Now, for most players, when you're first doing this, we're not going to hit any golf balls doing this. This is all just for reference point. You can hit golf balls doing this, but I would make sure that you give yourself a little bit more margin for error. Get this stick a little farther away from your hand so you don't have to whack into it on the downswing. But that's the way I would set up to it. To get the feeling for this drill, it's exactly how I would do it. You'll see that this orange stick is a little shallower than the angle of my club when my sole of my club or the bottom of the club here is flush to the ground. That's the way I like to set it up to kind of exaggerate the shallowing. And we'll talk about exactly what you do with that here in just 1 second. Now, the second thing here is you're gonna go and take another alignment stick and you're gonna put it to where you're gripping your club normally, and it's sticking out of the club about a foot, foot and a half, something like that. Then I'm gonna go ahead and take my normal grip. Now, as I set up here, as I go to address, you're gonna see that this stick is kind of resting on the left side of my body here. It's not really sticking out very far away from my body. That's how I know I have it the right distance there. And that's good because that's going to help you to get the feedback that we want for the takeaway part of this drill. Now, piece number one, as I mentioned, is most players are going to tend to take this club and it's going to go inside, which is going to kick this part of the stick out, this part that's sticking out from the button of my club, and it's going to whack into the stick in the ground. So if I drag it inside, it's going to hit that stick and I'm going to get immediate feedback from that. The reason that's important is that most of the time when I drag this club inside, my right wrist kind of breaks early. I'm picking up the club all arms, and that leads me to getting the club too far inside and then coming down steeply. If I can instead feel like this stick stays on the left side of my body and that club stays outside of my hands for the takeaway, now you'll see the club head is on this side of my hands if we're looking from down the line, and you'll see this stick is still grazing the left side of my body. That way I know I'm doing it the right way. If I'm doing this and that stick comes off, immediate feedback that I'm doing it the wrong way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that good takeaway here. As I go from there, I may see this stick a little bit more inside or steeper on the backswing. That's actually a good thing. A lot of times players will try to fix their shallowing by trying to get this club really shallow in the backswing, but again, like I talked about, that's going to kick the club out, and then the downswing, it's going to change. I want to go ahead and have my club head outside my hands. From there, get this stick a little bit steeper, and then naturally what's going to happen is as I start my downswing, my hands are going to want to shallow out a little bit, and I want to try to match this stick with this stick very early in the downswing. So I've done my good takeaway. I've started my downswing, and now I can see visually this stick and this stick are pretty close to lining up. I want to feel like my hands swing well under this orange stick on the ground. My orange stick barely kind of misses the one that's in the turf or in the ground here. I don't want it to touch it. I want it to be underneath it. And then I'm going to go to impact, and my hands are going to travel well under this. If I stand up also, which is a very common problem, if I stand up, all of a sudden my hands are going to want to go over that stick, and that's going to lead to some serious issues there too. So I'm typically going to flip, lose a lot of lag if I do that. So I want my hands to go under that stick, everything to be parallel, and then I'm going to pause at impact, making sure that my hands have cleared well under that stick in the ground. I might even feel like the heel of my club is a little bit lower, like the toe of my club is almost sticking up like this as I'm coming through contact. That's going to help me to exaggerate that kind of shallowing out feeling. So once I've done a few of those and gotten the feel for it in slow motion, I can get rid of this stick that's on my hands, and now I can actually hit some shots doing this. Now remember, I want to give myself plenty of room here. I don't want to be accidentally grazing this stick and hitting myself. Maybe I could hurt my wrist or something like that. I want to give myself plenty of room, and I'm going to have the exact same feelings that I did in that drill. So let's go ahead and hit one here, and then I'll give you one more tip that really helps this to happen. All right, definitely got my hands under it. You'll see if I take a couple swings here, and I'm not going to reset this stick every single time, but I'm just going to, it's really more for kind of a visual reference than it is trying to get it exactly perfect. Just having that stick there kind of in the way gets my hands more under it, and I'm typically going to be a little bit more heel down, a little bit more shallowed out when I do that. So let me go ahead and hit one more here. And even though I'm nowhere near really making contact with this stick, just having it there makes me feel like I want to get underneath it, which is the exact opposite of what I see most players doing. Most players are going to stand up, get their hands higher, and then they're going to flip when it comes down. So it solves early extension or standing up. It solves shallowing it out. It solves a really good takeaway where I feel like my club's outside my hands and then it'll want to shallow. A lot of great things are happening when we do this drill. Now, the last thing here that I want you to be aware of, if you're struggling with this, is making sure that when you pause at impact, your hips go ahead and open up. I don't want to go ahead and try to be lower here and just be doing this entire drill all arms, not moving my body at all. Go ahead and let your body open up just like you would in a real swing, and then this drill is going to work fantastic. Again, I'm setting up because I'm hitting multiple balls here. Now it's a good 8 or 10 inches away from my hands, but just having it there makes me want to swing underneath it and exaggerate that shallowing out. There we go, really nice solid shot. For me, this is a great go-to drill to get everything really crisp, really clean, and shallowed out early. Now, the last piece of this that's really important. Most players, when they start to shallow it out, will leave the face open. So if you look at my club face here, I've shallowed it out, I've got it from the inside, but now the face is wide open. That ball is going to go a mile to the right. Now the pros are using their wrist to square up the club in a very specific manner. Once we get this club shallowed out, we then have to square up the club face by rotating our wrist the proper way. That's going to close the club face more, which helps me to hit it square every single time, get that nice tight draw. It also helps me to get that forward shaft lean and my hands leading in front of the club head through contact. I'm going to show you a preview of one of my best drills on this called the tennis racket drill. It's really intuitive. Once you see this, you're going to feel exactly how the pros are getting that bowed left wrist, how they're getting all this shaft lean, how they're getting it shallowed out like you see with all the top players. So let me show you a preview of that. All you need to do to see the full video is go ahead and click the card that pops up on your screen, or go down to the link below in the description where you can get instant access. Best of luck. I can't wait to share with you a couple of those secrets on how the pros do the tennis racket drill. Let's go and get started. Air problems. We're going to talk about shallowing that club shaft out as we're starting down, as we're doing this rotating of the face that we worked on in the last video. As we start this downswing, what you'll see with basically all of the top players is, instead of coming kind of over the top and letting the hands come out away from their body, letting the club come out away from their body, again coming down steep into the ball and then having to open up, kind of fillet open the face and add loft to it, the flattening of the shaft should happen as soon as we start down. So as we start this downswing, what we want to have happening here, you can imagine that if I draw a line from the hosel of my club up through my right elbow, that's my swing plane line, my elbow plane. As I go to the top of the swing, I'm going to be slightly above that. And then as I start down, I want my hands to start to shallow out. I want the club to shallow out inside of this elbow plane. And at the same time,